tied the series at a game apiece as we're joined now by head coach Daron Schoenrock. And Coach, frustrating game there. You had some opportunities early last night. You were able to get some of the big hits with 2 outs, and that's the kind of been the difference this season for a lot of teams. There are some 2-out hits, left some runners on, some in scoring position. I believe ended up 7 in scoring position this afternoon.
Well, I think we're getting good quality leadoff competitive at bats. We're moving some balls, we're taking some walks, and then once that unfolds, now it becomes execution, and you've got to play within what the game calls for, and we didn't execute 2 or 3 moments today. So on one hand, good job competing in the box. We're not giving many at bats away until we get in the execution moments.
Second day in a row, your starting pitcher doesn't go very long, but Sam, like Eric yesterday, gave your team a chance to win. He got in some early jams, and he got out of some big jams.
Yeah, it's been 2 kind of identical days, and I thought they were at a mindset that they weren't going to let these 2 lefties strike them out. So their approach was moving balls early. Sam only comes up with 1 strikeout on a day, which is not typical for him, and it elevated the pitch count, and it made him work every inning. But you go 5 and you keep us in the game, and then it unfolds in the bullpen, and now it comes down to offensive execution. And I thought Connor came in and was okay for what he has. He doesn't have a swing and miss pitch. He has to rely on his fastball. Kept it right there. Blake did a fine job keeping it right there, and saving a few guns for tomorrow. But offensively, we had a lot of chances in that game.
You talked so much about how everything's magnified in a conference USA ball game, and 1 or 2 plays can make a difference. Not getting a bunt down in that last inning may have been the difference in today's game.
Yeah, difference, and Tucker hadn't been called on to do that very much. He's an RBI guy, but when we work on bunt situations, we talk about. We'll bunt up and down the lineup with a lot of other guys at multiple times. Game crunching times, those guys have to get it done, and it's a growth move. It's a growth period for him, and he'll be better next time from that.
Well, the good thing is you still have a chance to win the series, so it's evened up, and you put Alex Gunn, who had his best outing of the season, 7 2/3, and he helped salvage a game last week. That was a huge win to salvage that. So he's been in a pressure-packed game, and it's going to be a lot of pressure here tomorrow trying to win this series. You and East Carolina still a lot to play for down the stretch.
A lot to play for, and both teams are pretty similar. I think they're competing in the box. Our guys are competing in the box now. It's going to be up to Alex to get his game unfold and let his game unfold and try to get guys in the air, make plays behind him, and try to eat through more than 4 or 5 innings. Now we do have some bullpen guys in play, but it's going to be important for him to pitch a little deeper than Sam and Eric have.